G'day, Brad from KLR Automotive. We recently did a video on replacing the tyre ends in your Land Rover, which is quite a simple job. But the number one question we're getting back is, do you need to do a wheel alignment once you replace the tyre ends? Well, the answer is yes and no. And what I want to show you today is what you do need to do once you've replaced your tyre ends. Now what we have here is a long wheelbase 2A that the owner's actually done most of the work on this, and he's brought it in for us just to do finishing off work. And one of the jobs we need to do is set up the track rod and the drag link. But first, and I've never done this before, let's go over to the whiteboard and I'm going to draw a diagram about what we're actually going to adjust on here. So when people think about the term wheel alignment, they're usually thinking about caster angles, camber angles. One of my personal favourites is the kingpin axis of inclination. That's a real party starter, that one. But when it comes down to replacing tyre ends, there's actually only one measurement that we're interested in, and that's the toe in or the toe out. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm exaggerating the angles here, but they're your front wheels. That's the direction of travel, and we're looking down on the top. So this is a bird's eye view. And your toe in or your toe out measurement is the distance between the front of the wheels and the distance of the back of the wheels. Now in some vehicles this is expressed as an angle, but for Land Rovers they've always expressed it as a measurement in millimetres. So if we want toe out, that means the distance here is wider than the distance at the back of the tyres. And Land Rover specs, and I'm working off memory here, so don't hold me to this, I'm pretty sure is 1.2 to 2.4 millimetres. Now before I go any further, something I do want to clarify, toe out and toe in changes depending on whether the vehicle has front wheel drive or not. So this is important for Land Rover owners. So your series vehicles, for example, are rear wheel drive only. There's no power in the front wheels when you're driving on the road. They are set up with toe in at the front. So we want this distance here to be narrower than the distance at the back. Now on the constant four-wheel drive vehicles, we actually want toe out. So we want this distance at the front of the tyre to be greater than the rear. Now you might be asking, why is this? And it's quite simple. When you put power into these wheels and you're driving forward, there's a tendency for them to want to pull in closer. And we're trying to counteract that. With a part-time four-wheel drive vehicle or rear-wheel drive vehicle, these wheels are being pushed, so they've got a tendency to want to splay out, and again, we're counteracting that. So just to recap here, for a constant four-wheel drive vehicle, we want toe out at the front. For a part-time four-wheel drive, we want toe in at the front. Now, that's a technical side explained, but a lot of you are going to be asking, what happens if the toe is incorrect? So if you have your wheels towed right out or right in, and I'm talking a fair bit more than your 2.4 millimetres here, one thing that you probably will see is a bald ring on either the inside or the outside of the tyre. So the edge of the tread is wearing down, and that's because the tyres are scrubbing on the corner one way or the other as you're driving forward. Then the other symptom that some of you may notice is the steering may develop a twitch, because what will happen is the steering will bias on one wheel or the other, and when you hit a bump it may bias on the other one. That's going to give a twitch on the steering wheel. So if you are experiencing that, there's a fair chance you've got an issue with your toe in. Righto, so we've talked about what toe is, we've talked about what you can expect to see if you don't have it right, but the last thing I want to talk about before we go and actually do this on a vehicle, and this is a little bit of an insider secret, a little bit of a workshop secret that we've worked out over the years. We don't use a factory spec. We actually set them up to as close to 0.5 millimetre as we can. Now this is on your constant four-wheel drive Defenders, your Range Rover Classic, your Discovery 1s, even your Discovery 2. We just find they steer better and everything behaves itself when we're sitting around that 0.5 millimetre or toe out at the front. Right, so we've talked about on the whiteboard what we're going to adjust here. There's new tyre ends in here, so we need to set up the toe. In this case, part-time four-wheel drive, so we're going to set it up for that 0.5 millimetre of toe in at the front. Now through the workshop we normally use what we call a toe-in bar. It's basically a spring-loaded bar, got a little scale on the end here in millimetres or inches for the old school people. Quite quick and easy to use for us, but of course most of you won't have one of these at home. So what I'm going to do is show you how you can do exactly the same job with a tape measure and a couple of sewing pins. Right, that's all the technical explanation out of the way. Now it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty and show you what we're going to do with our pin and our tape measure. Now we picked this vehicle because it doesn't have the mud guards on yet, so you can get a good view in there of what we're actually doing. We need to be able to run the tape measure from one wheel to the other, so we've got to fit underneath the spring here. So let's start by measuring our clearance there, about 350 millimeters. So come back out to your tyre, 350 millimeters, and just put your pin in the centre line there. It doesn't need to go in very far, they won't fall out. We need to do the same to the other side, but before we do that, technically speaking, your toe's measured at the centre line of the axle at the height, but to be honest, if you're within an inch or so of that, you're probably going to be okay, so don't worry about that too much. Righto, so now we've set the pin up on the other side. Now this is actually a two-man job, so we've got our workshop idiot Don giving me a hand today. We'll just run the tape measure across there, and we get our measurement, and 1347. So all we're going to do now is roll the whole vehicle forward. That's going to bring our pin from the back across the top, and we're going to bring it back to the front here, measure our 350 millimeters up, and then we can just simply measure between the two pins at the front. So we're at 1309, which is actually a fair way out. So we've got the front towing in too far. That's about 38 millimeters we're out by actually. So we're going to need to make a course adjustment, and we're going to roll back, recheck the measurements and roll forward. Often you've got to do this a couple of times before you get it right. Now one thing you need to bear in mind is, so we're towing in here, and we're going to adjust, well, you've got to remember for each millimetre we adjust out, we're closing the back in. So you're only going to go halfway. We're 38 millimetres out, so we're going to bring the front out by 19 millimetres. Right, and here we are, so just measuring again, so we're at 1335, so we've made a movement but not enough, so let's go again. Well, there we are at 1320, so we haven't actually gone enough, so we need to have another go. Righto, so we've come back again. Let's just get it to settle in there. You're right on that side, Don? Yep. So 1332, so we're going to have to go again, but we're getting very, very close. There we are, 1325, 1326, so we're getting closer. We'll just roll it back, have another go and check that rear dimension. I think we might actually get it this time. Right, and there we are. I'm going to call that 1328. So we may even get it this time, but let's go forward again and see what we've got. And there we are, 1328, no, a little bit less. Yeah, we're probably at 1327 and a half. So we were at 1328 at the rear, so we've got a half a millimetre of toe in. I'm going to call this pretty much job done. Now, each time you do an adjustment, the tyre will flex, so you need to make sure you roll the vehicle back, recheck your measurement, roll forward again, and that will allow the tyre to settle into its new position. This is particularly important when you're getting down to the nitty-gritty and trying to work out that last half a millimetre, because tyres do flex and you need to allow for that. Happily enough, it's part of the procedure anyway, where you're rolling back, taking a new dimension and rolling forward again, but it's just something to bear in mind when you're trying to get an accurate measurement. Righto, so we've shown you how to do a tow-in on a series vehicle, but we've actually got a 200 TDI Defender here on the hoist. So what I wanted to show you is just a couple of little differences, but I will emphasise it's the same procedure. Nothing actually changes. You put your pins in, roll forward, check your measurements, roll back and adjust. So on your Defenders or all your core sprung live beam constant four-wheel drive front end, so your Range Rover Classic, your Discovery 1, Discovery 2 as well, and of course the Defenders, the track rod's actually behind the front axle, so it's still a left-hand, right-hand thread tyre at end, so you just loosen off the clamps and adjust it. This one's actually fitted with a heavy-duty track rod, which is a good thing. One little detail to bear in mind, on your Range Rover Classic and your Discovery 1, they had the steering damper fitted here, so that meant the adjustment was a little extra rod here, so it was a two-piece track rod, so you just loosen the clamps there and do your adjustment on that. Right, so there we have it. I think we've talked enough about toe in and toe out. We've shown you how to do one on a 2A. I've given you a quick rundown on what to expect on the coil sprung live beam axle, Defenders, Land Rovers, etc. But one thing I want to touch on before we go is the importance of a proper wheel alignment. You should get one done on a regular basis. We usually do it when we fit a new set of tyres. Even though your caster angle, camber angles and a few other things aren't adjustable on these vehicles, a wheel alignment can still show up if there's a problem with something worn out, something bent, something broken, and then you can do something about it. So don't neglect to do a wheel alignment regularly. And that's pretty much it for today. As usual, for anything else, come and visit us at klr.com.au.